Hey, welcome to another episode of Chazzy Reviews. Continuing with the BJCP style guidelines, we're on style 20B, American Stout. Overall impression, a fairly strong, highly roasted, bitter, hoppy dark stout. Has the body and dark flavors typical of stouts with a more aggressive American hop character and bitterness. And for that, I got a classic Sierra Nevada stout. Been making it for like 30 something years. West Coast style, which that means that's a key, a nice way of saying really, really hoppy. All right, so let's check the comments history, all that stuff. So, just like the porter, they say breweries express individuality through varying the roasted malt profile, malt sweetness and flavor, and the amount of finishing hops used. Generally has bolder roasted malt flavors and hopping than other traditional stouts, except for imperial stouts. Like the porter style, like it's a broad kind of range as far as what they allow. Characteristic ingredients: common American base malts and yeast, varied use of dark malts and roasted malts, as well as caramel type malts. Adjuncts such as oatmeal may be present in low quantities. American hop varieties. That's interesting. They mentioned that you can actually use a little bit of oatmeal and still call it a regular stout, not an oatmeal stout. I wasn't aware of that. Style comparisons: like a hoppy, bitter, strongly roasted extra or export stout, much more roast and body than a black IPA. Bigger, stronger versions belong in the Russian Imperial Stout style, which that makes no sense. There is no BJCP Russian Imperial Stout. It's just Imperial Stout. I don't know why they left that out. Of course, we'll get to that tomorrow on the Imperial Stout review. Stronger, more assertive, particularly in the grain, dark malt additions, and hop character than American Porter, and your vitals and your commercial examples. All right, so let's just get right into the review here. Well, I mean, they made a point of saying West Coast style on the bottle here, and this bottle it's quite old. It was bottled in May of last year. It was the freshest one I could find, and it's still pretty hoppy. So, yeah, I'm getting, I don't know if I'd say citrusy, but floral, kind of piney, resiny, and it's actually it smells a lot like the Founder's Porter from last night. Because I do get that like kind of coffee and creamer thing and underneath it. It doesn't smell particularly more roasty than the porter, but I think it's just because the hops are so strong here. Yeah, so I mean, I get a lot of hops, and I get the kind of coffee and creamer malt base. Nothing burnt. Nothing that indicates it's going to be sweet. So I don't know. It smells all right. Let's check the specs. Aroma: moderate to strong aroma of roasted malts, often having a roasted coffee or dark chocolate quality. Burnt or charcoal aromas are acceptable at low levels. None of that. Medium to very low hop aroma, often with citrusy or resiny character. Yeah, see, that's interesting that with the stout, you can have citrus, but the porter, you can't. So there's another variation there. Medium no esters. Light alcohol-derived aromatics are also... Yeah, so no alcohol, no esters. Yeah, maybe a little bit of citrusy, resiny hops, West Coast smelling. Nothing burnt, and it does have the underlying roasted coffee, dark chocolate. So yeah, it's there. I will go. I'm gonna say I think 9 out of 10 on this, but just for the same reasons as the porter. Like I like more malts than hops. Appearance, well, obviously black body, hold up to the sunlight there. Also, I mean it's maybe not black, but extremely dark brown. Like really no highlights or anything, and same thing with the porter, just huge 3-finger foam on there. Great looking beer. Let's check the specs on appearance. Generally a jet black color, although some may appear very dark brown. I agree with that. Large persistent head of light tan to light brown in color, usually opaque. Yep, absolutely. So 3 out of 3 on appearance there. What'd you expect? All right, so here's the best part. Cheers. Well, I feel like I'm just going to repeat the same review from last night. Because the first thing I noticed on this one is the hops. And most of the hops are a little different on this one than the porter. I mean, because it's West Coast, so I'm getting citrus and kind of floral hops, a little bit of that like kind of dank, kind of resiness on the finish. The malt base this one has like more like aggressive like roastiness compared to the Founder's Porter. I'd love to do a side by side. So you're getting like hoppiness up front, just kind of like the underlying, just kind of general dark malt. And then once it finishes, like it hits that apex, you get pretty strong bitterness, pretty strong roastiness. And then the whole back end is just kind of coffee, dark chocolate kind of thing. I mean, up front, like I can get the dark malt too. And there's a little bit of sweetness to it. I don't think I'd say milk chocolate. It's just kind of, It's not milk chocolate. It's not dark chocolate. It's like somewhere in between there, I guess. Semi-sweet. And, you know, like a nice kind of citrusy, maybe like a little bit of a grapefruit type of hop. It's interesting because you think those flavors would clash of like, you know, chocolate and citrus, but, you know, they work pretty well here. No yeast esters. I don't get like anything fruity on this at all, other than the citrusy hops. Lots of, I mean, it's West Coast style, so it's just they're going nuts with the hops. They don't really need to, but I mean, it tastes good, and I'm sure it's the specs. So let's check the specs on here. Flavor: moderate to very high roasted malt flavors, often tasting of coffee, roasted coffee beans. Kind of redundant. Dark or bittersweet chocolate. Okay, that's, you know, I like what I said. Dark or bittersweet, yeah, something like that. And coffee, yeah. Moderate, okay, yeah. Well, I say moderate, so all right. Yeah, I would agree. Moderate, not very high. May have the flavor of slightly burnt coffee grounds, but this character should not be prominent. Yeah, there's nothing burnt about this at all. Low to medium malt sweetness, often with rich chocolate or caramel flavors. Yeah, low sweetness, for sure. And it's chocolate, but it's not rich, and I would not call it caramel. Medium to high bitterness, absolutely true. Quite, I'd say medium high. Low to high hop flavor, generally citrusy or resiny, true. Yeah, medium high hop flavor. Low to no esters, true, no esters. Medium to dry finish. Yeah, I'd say pretty dry finish. Occasionally lightly burnt quality. No, not burnt. Alcohol flavors can be present up to medium levels, but smooth. No alcohol in this whatsoever. So yeah, it's the style. It's like I said, it's a little more hoppy than I prefer, but it's within the guidelines. So I'm gonna say 16 or 17. I'll say 17. Maybe we'll come back. Mouthfeel. You know, it's funny. This one actually seems to have like a slightly lighter mouthfeel than the porter. I mean, I'd probably put it medium, maybe medium full body. It's really not that thick. And the carbonation is, I don't know, medium, also medium high maybe. It doesn't feel like thick and sticky and viscous. Very, very smooth though. I would not call it refreshing. I think it's a versatile palate. Like this is the kind of beer you want with food. This could go with like wings, pizza, steak, anything like that. It's 5.8, so it's a little strong to session. Unless like you're a really slow drinker. I mean, you can see I'm almost done here. It's only been 8 minutes. So, yeah, it's the drinkability on it is nice. The mouthfeel's pretty nice. Let's check the specs on mouthfeel. Medium to full body can be somewhat creamy, particularly if a small amount of oats have been used to enhance mouthfeel. I checked their sites. They don't use oats in this. I don't know if I'd call it creamy, but it's definitely smooth. Can have a bit of roast-derived astringency, but this character should not be excessive. The only astringency is from the hops, not from the roasted malts. Medium high to high carbonation, true. Light to moderately strong alcohol warmth, but smooth and not excessively hot. Again, no alcohol intense at all. So yeah, very nice, very easy drinking. I think I'm gonna go maybe 4 or 5 on this. I'll say 4. Over impression, I think I'm gonna say 9. I know they have it listed as one of the commercial examples, so really you should just give it a 50 and call it a day. But that's a total score of 42 out of 50. I agree with that. I mean, it's a 9. It's kind of a low 9. Again, I think it's just a little too hoppy for the style, but otherwise it's, you know, right there. I want like a little bit more roast and sweetness and everything. So yeah, 42 out of 50, 9 out of 10 for Sierra Nevada Stout. And if you find this, I actually recommend, if you're not crazy about a hoppy stout, look for like an older bottle. But if you want basically a black IPA, look for a fresh bottle. All right, so thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.